Welcome back to iTCA, I Teach Cybersecurity Academy, where we make cybersecurity simple, useful, and practical for everyone. In the previous module, we explored threats and what can go wrong. In this module, we answer an even more important question. Why do threats succeed? The answer lies in vulnerabilities. By the end of this lesson, you will understand what vulnerabilities are, why systems get compromised, how professionals identify weaknesses, and how to measure the impact when things go wrong. Let's start with a simple explanation. A vulnerability is a weakness that allows a threat to succeed. Threats don't magically break into systems. They take advantage of cracks that already exist. These weaknesses can appear in many forms. Weak passwords make it easy for attackers to guess access credentials. Outdated software contains known flaws that attackers already understand. A lack of security training means users don't recognize danger and make avoidable mistakes. A simple way to understand vulnerabilities is with a door analogy. The burglar is the threat, but the door being left open is the vulnerability. If the door is closed, the burglar has a much harder time succeeding. Now let's put this into practice. Think about a public cyber cafe, a shared work computer, or a school portal. In each case, ask yourself where the weaknesses might exist. Is access shared? Is software updated? Are users trained? Identifying these weaknesses is the first step toward improving security.
This brings us to vulnerability assessment, which you can think of as finding the cracks in our defenses.
The goal of vulnerability assessment is not to panic or assign blame, but to systematically identify weaknesses before attackers do. At its core, a vulnerability is simply a flaw or weakness. It is the open window that threats look for. To make this even more memorable, think about the Death Star from Star Wars. The Death Star was a powerful asset. The Rebel Alliance was the threat. But the entire system was defeated because of one small vulnerability, a thermal exhaust port that led directly to the reactor core.
That single weakness made the entire asset vulnerable.
In real life, we identify vulnerabilities using tools and knowledge. One important concept you will encounter is CVEs, which stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. This is a global dictionary of known software flaws. When software has a weakness, it is often documented as a CVE, so organizations know what needs to be fixed. Imagine seeing a scan result that says Windows Server 2008, end of life. This is a vulnerability because the vendor no longer provides security updates. In simple terms, the locks on the house are broken, and no one is coming to fix them. Attackers know this, and they actively look for such systems. Now that you understand vulnerabilities, we move to the next question. How bad can it be if a vulnerability is exploited? This is where impact comes in. Impact describes the damage or consequences that occur when a security incident happens. Not all incidents cause the same level of harm, so we need to understand different types of impact. One type of impact is financial loss. This includes stolen money, ransom payments, and the cost of recovery. Another type is legal trouble, such as fines, lawsuits, or regulatory penalties. There is also reputation damage, where customers lose trust and may stop doing business with an organization. Finally, there is operational disruption, where services go down and normal operations cannot continue. A clear example is a bank data breach. Customers lose trust in the bank. The bank may have to pay heavy fines, and services may be disrupted while systems are repaired. The technical issue may be fixed quickly, but the impact can last much longer. To practice assessing impact, think about different incidents and rate their impact as low, medium, or high. This exercise helps you understand why some vulnerabilities are treated as urgent, while others are less critical. Let's recap. In this module, you learned what vulnerabilities are, why threats succeed, how vulnerability assessments help find weaknesses, what CVEs are, and how impact helps measure the seriousness of an incident. You also learned that even a single weakness can compromise an entire system. If this lesson helped you understand why security failures happen, like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with others learning cybersecurity, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next lesson. In the next module, we'll bring everything together and start evaluating risk in a structured way.